Hi folks, I'm State Representative Rick Saccone. Welcome to Legislative Report. It's our cable program that highlights activities going on throughout the state and what's going on in Harrisburg and also here in our legislative district, the 39th district. Today we're here with Norm and Kelsey Candelore of Candelore's Barking Beauties. Local business, very successful business, fine young lady here who has built a business from scratch. She's actually one of the highlight entrepreneurs in our area. Father and daughter team, they've opened this job-creating business locally that focuses on our canine friends. So I want to introduce Kelsey. Kelsey, how you doing today?
Good.
Good. I love your business. I love the energy you bring. Things are going on here all the time. Every time I come in here, there's people coming in and out, dogs coming in, people coming in, lots of stuff going on. Tell me a little bit about your business.
We're very busy. We take walk-ins, and they just keep on walking in. And we do dogs of all sizes. We do cats. What else?
About how many people do you have?
We have 9 employees.
9 employees,
yes.
And how many customers, like, do you have roughly? Do you have in a day, or?
We do probably maybe around 20, sometimes more. Saturdays we're very busy. We've done most as I believe 60 in a day.
And how did you start, and what did your business grow to?
We started in just one little room right here, and we had to expand within months later because we didn't have the room. And then my dad helped me open it, and we just kept growing and growing from there.
Wow, has that been exciting for you?
Yeah, very.
Can you tell me, you must have a love for animals to be able to do this, because it's non-stop. Their dogs are coming through here all the time, and you're grooming them and cutting them. And tell me a little bit about why you're interested in animals and what your
Ever
love
since
for
I was
animals.
little, I always loved animals. I always knew I would work with animals. And I hung out with my best friend all the time, and her mom was a pet groomer. And she eventually got me a job working with animals. I started as a bather, and then 6 months after being a bather, I became a groomer. They trained me hands-on, and ever since then, I loved it. And I knew it was what I was supposed to do.
Wow. So if we bring little Fido in here, if someone brings them in, what kind of service should they expect? What do you offer them?
We do bath, we do nails, ears, we can do de-shedding if they're shedding, blowing their winter coat. We do anal glands, we do ear plucking. A lot of hairy dogs, standard poodles, Bichons, they get a lot of hair that grows inside of their ears that needs to be plucked. We do cat bathing, cat grooming. I've done guinea pigs. I've done a potbelly pig. I've done just about everything. We've done a fennec fox. So we do a lot of stuff.
Now, you've hired a lot of local people here to come and help you in this job.
Yes.
And you said you've grown this operation from basically yourself and your father to now 9 employees. Is that right?
Yes.
So do you have to train the employees when they come in?
Groomers, we like to have experienced groomers, but our bathers, we do train them. We show them how properly to bathe them, rinse them, cut the nails, clean the ears. It only takes a couple weeks to learn how to do that. But groomers, we like to have somebody that is certified.
And do you have trouble finding people to come that are capable of doing this type of work?
Yeah, we have a hard time finding groomers. They're hard to find.
And why is that?
I don't know. They're just hard to get a good groomer that's certified and that can do the volume we're doing a day. We need somebody that can keep up with us and be able to do more than 4 dogs in 8 hours, and we just need an experienced groomer that's been doing it for a while.
Now, what's your hope for the future? Where do you see this business in a year from now or 2 years from now?
We'll probably be knocking out more walls.
That's great. That's great. So you really think about expanding out more?
Yeah, we definitely need the room. We need more room already.
So you're backed up. You don't have enough space to handle all of the potential customers that are coming in.
Well, we find the room for them.
Yes.
We find room for them, but we could use more space.
Wonderful. Now, and I'm going to talk a little bit with your father about this, but if you could tell me a little bit, I know your employees make more than minimum wage here.
Yes.
But what would the minimum wage do to you, in your opinion, if we had to raise it to $15 an hour? What would that do to your expanding business that you built?
We would lose all our help. We wouldn't be able to stay as busy as possible because I need my helpers to keep it going. I need my employees, because without my 9 employees, I wouldn't have, the capability to doing 20 dogs in a day myself.
So our governor's administration, I've talked to some of his key officials, and they said if we raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, nobody in Pennsylvania would lose their job. You disagree with that? How many of your employees would you have to let go or cut back?
Probably at least 4.
Wow.
Yeah, and them 4 people matter to us. We need them.
Yes, yes. Yeah. And then what would that do to your overall business? You wouldn't be able to expand. You wouldn't, you know.
We wouldn't probably be able to do like what we do now. Our walk-ins, we would have to probably go by appointment. We wouldn't be able to take the volume that we do now. We need them to keep going every day.
All right, so it's a very, very popular business. You've done a great job. God bless you for what you do here.
Oh, thank you.
We're gonna take a break now, and we're gonna come back with Mr. Norm Candelore, who's gonna talk a little bit more about the oppressive tax and regulations and the possibility of a minimum wage and what that does to local business. Thank you very much. We'll see you in a moment.
Did you know that on October 4th, 1911, the statues that greet visitors in front of the state capitol building in Harrisburg were dedicated to the citizens of the Commonwealth? In 1902, George Gray Bernard was commissioned to design the figures that embellish the front of the Capitol building. During the installation period, Bernard explained to the General Assembly what each sculpture symbolized. The Southern group, titled The Burden of Life, depicts the story of Adam and Eve followed by the fall of man in the forms of despair. The Northern group, titled Love and Labor, depicts male and female figures reaping fruits of labor and advances to a new Adam and Eve who gaze westward into the future. Recently, both sculptures underwent restoration to prevent further deterioration from their natural beauty. Now you know.
Hi folks, welcome back to Legislative Report. We're coming to you from Candelore's Barking Beauties, a small business here in Elizabeth Township. Started by a young lady, a premier entrepreneur, a perfect example of entrepreneurism in our community, and her father and daughter team, Norm Candelore, who I'm going to talk to right now. Norm, welcome. Welcome to Legislative Report.
Thanks for having us.
Oh my gosh.
We're honored.
We are so happy to talk with you about your small business because you're doing such great things in our community and you're so exemplary of what a small business is about. Tell us again, we talked to your daughter about the number of employees you have and so forth. Tell us again about the types of people that you employ, retirees, part-time, full-time. Tell us about some of your employees.
Well, that's easy, Rick. First of all, we have the best employees in the area. We have a variety of employees. First of all, we need groomers, and groomers are very important. And my daughter is probably telling you they need to be trained, they need to be certified, and they're a very, very important part of our business. We also hire a lot of bathers and helpers to keep us going during the day and keep the line coming to us, keep the dogs coming to us. We've been very fortunate. We're doing about 20, 25 dogs a day. On weekends, we'll do as many as 60. It's been phenomenal, but there's opportunities throughout our whole business, not just being a helper or a bather, but we even have a special needs person that we hired, and we have a place for her, and she does all our shampoos, does all our washing of towels. So we've been able to go from 1 employee to 9 employees in 14 short months, and to be honest with you, we're currently looking for 1 more that we're advertising right now for, that we're trying to fill another position. So we're going to have 10 here real soon in a very short period of time.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
You're a young business that's expanding. And what is the government's role in all this? How hard does the government make it for you to start a small business?
Well, I'm going to be honest when I answer this. The government has been disconnected with what small businesses have been doing for a long time. I don't think any entrepreneur, any person that wants to be in business is going to let the government stop them. Personally, if I believe I can do something, we're going to do it. The problem is after we open up the doors and we get going, they start changing the rules. And they start adding things we weren't ready for. And you know, when you're a business, you have a budget, and you plan things out, and you try to cover for everything that's possibly go wrong. When the government comes in and says, all of a sudden, well, we're going to raise this and do this, and now you're going to pay 10% more here, and now we want a $15 minimum wage, and you know, we're not ready for that. We're not prepared to know what the government's going to do in the future, and they throw us these curveballs. They hurt us. They hurt us tremendously.
So certainty is important in every business. And what if I told you that Governor Wolf had proposed raising the personal income tax on individual Pennsylvanians by 11%? How would that affect your business?
Well, I'm going to be, again, since we're open here, I'm going to tell you how it's going to affect our business. Just based on our volume alone, 11% would be $25,000 I'd have to find sometime December 31st, 2016. I haven't been saving for that. I have not been preparing for that. When we're trying to expand, we're trying to put new floors in, buy more crates, get new groomers. $25,000, that's a person. That's another person I can employ. So that would be a big, I hope the Republicans and Democrats alike stop that before we get started.
So, Norm, you're a job-creating engine here in this business, and I love that. You're a great example of that. We've said that. What would happen? You know, the governor's proposed raising the minimum wage by up to as much as $15 an hour. What would happen, and how that would affect your business and the animals that rely on the care and the customers that bring the animals in for care with you?
You hit it right. It's all about the animals. You have to understand. Right now, we do a $20 bath special for any size dog. That's done for a reason. That's so that people can bring their dogs and their animals here more often, better care for them, and instead of coming 3 or 4 times a year, they can come 8 times a year. It's a big difference coming every 6 weeks and every 90 days, especially for the care of an animal. And that's what it's all about in our business, the animals. If he goes to $15 an hour minimum wage, we can't do $20 baths. I think anybody out there listening to you know we can't do $20 baths at $15 an hour wages. Just can't do it. So we have to raise at the register. We have to raise or lose employees. And you know what it all comes down to, Rick, to be honest with you, the customer ends up paying. Okay, that's who pays, the customer. And right now we're trying to be fair with the public. We're trying to make things easy for the public, and it works for us. We have every day, no appointment necessary. Walk in. We don't care what size the dog is. $20. Okay, it's a big benefit to everybody.
So Norm, the administration tries to portray the increase in minimum wages helping workers. We're going to help workers make a better living. How do you look at that?
Well, first of all, I'm in favor of anybody getting a fair income, but you have to have common sense. Okay, a doctor saving lives, a person saving lives is entitled to more than a person bathing a dog. I'm the first to tell you that. So we have to be able to have some common sense. I mean, we're trying to hire people. We have 3 kids that work here come out of school. Okay, perfect summertime jobs. They come every day. In fact, a couple just walked in as we were talking. They work 3 to 6. They work all day Saturday. They work all day Sunday. They put some money in their pocket. They're gone. I can't do it. At $15 an hour, I can't do it. Nobody can. What's Kennywood going to do? Yes. I mean, just think about Kennywood. All those summertime jobs they create for all those kids, okay? How are they going to do it? It's going to be impossible to ride a ride.
Pretty girl. Oh, good girl. Pretty girl. Pretty girl.
I think you're feeling the same thing that hundreds of small businesses across our communities are feeling, because they tell me the same thing. What do you think about the future? Do you think the future of your business is bright? If we can hold the line on taxes and hold the line on that minimum wage, do you see your business growing?
Our business is growing so fast, and it's been so steady. You know, if I gave you numbers, you wouldn't believe the numbers that we're doing as far as units. But we're not going to be able to grow with the cost being forced upon us that the government's putting upon us. It's just impossible, and that's just common sense, back to common sense. Where we're at now, we can knock more walls out, we can bring more crates in, we can bring more people in, and we want to hire. I understand something. We want to bring people in here and work because it helps us.
It'll all be over. Yeah. All right, come here.
You needed that.
Come here.
And that's what we want to do. We want to be able to say, hey, look, we have an opening. Come on in. We got a job for you. It's not forever. It's not their career. It's a chance. It's a stepping stone. And that's all we're trying to do, give people a chance to go to work. It helps everybody.
Well said, my friend, and good luck to you, and God bless you in your business, to you and Kelsey. Folks, that wraps it up today for another legislative report. I hope you've enjoyed hearing from a small business, from the words straight out of the mouth of a small businessman and his entrepreneur daughter, who've done a great job in building a business in our community. And we have many more to come to share with you, to push back on the government's effort to raise taxes and raise this minimum wage. It's a false effort to improve our economy. It's actually going to hurt more people than it helps. But thank you very much, and until next time, in God we trust, and God bless you.